I've checked out all the Steam games for Steam Next Fest, minus AI generated and adult content games. And I must add that I didn't play all the Steam Next Fest games, I looked at them to see if I could try them out. So here's all the games I enjoyed. I might complain in some of them, but ignore my complaining, because I enjoyed them. Devil Spire Falls is one of those dynamic world games where things are like complex. I always have a hard time explaining these games because like how do you explain a game with so much different things you can do? The biggest things that interest me with this game though is the factions and how they affect the world and how they affect your reputation. Another way I could explain this game is it's similar to Dwarf Fortress Adventure mode, where like you're a solo dude walking around a world that was made for you. Of course the procedural generation is not as good as Dwarf Fortress, but it's still good. The world is pretty barren. You kind of just walk in empty land until you reach a dungeon or village. There is like trees and stuff you can break and craft if you want to like make your own place, I believe. But you only have a 1 hour trial, so you really cannot go deep into the game. I played enough though to understand things. I never really went in depth on anything in the game. It's a very, very interesting game. And I'm curious on how good it can be if we have like unlimited time after the demo, of course, because this game just only has a trial mode. Mio is a Metroidvania game that honestly feels quite unique for a Metroidvania. I really didn't get far into it at all, but I just knew it was a really good game, just from playing a little bit. I just absolutely love the atmosphere. It reminds me of Sky or Journey's atmosphere, made by that game company. And the combat honestly feels very fluid. The little like veins your character has, whatever they are, little tendrils. I love how it like clicks on things. It's pretty silly. And I'm someone that does not like Metroidvanias, mainly because you're kind of just forced to go like one direction. I'm not even sure if this game does that. I don't know. But yeah, just from the tiny amount I played, I really like it. Moros Protocol is an FPS roguelite shooter and melee game. I really like the art style. I've seen art style like this before where it's like voxels, just like more highly detailed voxels. I'm not sure if this game's actually voxels or if it's just like that type of art style. Something I dislike is the stamina system. Even though it's like part of the game and there's upgrades to make your stamina better, I still don't like the stamina. It makes the game feel slow. What I can say though is this just feels like Binding of Isaac but as an FPS game. It feels that way because like there's gross enemies everywhere and going from room to room is very similar to Binding of Isaac. Morsels is a roguelike, maybe light shoot things game similar to Binding of Isaac, I think. It's very different though because you evolve this body horror looking creature to become even stronger while you like unlock other dudes that you can switch between in that same run. And also it has some creatures similar to Plants vs. Zombies. But what I didn't like was the running out of time ghost. In this game it's a snake where it like insta kills you if you just take too much time. I never like that in games, and especially dying is horrible in this game because starting up again, it feels very slow to level up your creature, to evolve them. But still, for a game that looks like this, it looks pristine. It looks beautiful. ODDCORE is an FPS roguelite horror game where each level is like a, I don't want to say it, it's like a backrooms, or you know those images where it's like a familiar and nostalgic or horrifying image just from nostalgia or whatever. I don't know why people find it scary, but like it's not scary for me. Is it because they hear scary music and go I don't know. There was a review that said this game is for Gen Z people. I mean, I'm technically Gen Z, but I'm with the millennial group, so like I don't know, I like it. I don't like it because of the scenery. I like it because it's fun. There's also an arcade that scams all your money. Well, all your money that you can only use for the arcade. I think it's a cool idea that each level feels random. I don't know. It might be too random because my first run I did not get any like timer that lets me able to even live. There should at least be a certain amount of rounds until you get the timer thingy, because you are timed and then you die if you run out of time. So anyways, Terminull Brigade is a roguelite third-person shooter with abilities where they're sort of like Overwatch abilities. What I really like is how impactful the weapons feel and how each ability also feels impactful, both visually and mechanically impactful. It's also a lot of fun upgrading your character. You actually do feel strong. A big warning though is this game is going to be free, so expect bad. Mechanically though, it's a great game, and I would hope they don't lock anything mechanically on the free version. And it's going to be multiplayer. I wanted to do multiplayer on the demo, but there's no access for it, so we'll have to see how it is on release. Voidbreaker is a FPS roguelite shooter. I basically said shooter twice there. My main appeal to this game is how creative you can be with the mods, like modifying your weapon. I believe this takes a unique idea, because if I think of any other FPS roguelite game, I don't think I've ever seen a game that makes mods this complicated. I don't know any good example, because when I played on this demo, I had weird mouse issues that when I lagged, my mouse could just like flick upwards or downwards instantly, and it made aiming impossible. But I did do a demo before this and I really loved the game. I just know you can make insanely unique styles of your gun. Think Sulfur, if you know Sulfur. I don't know, it's not that popular, so but just think something goofy with a gun, and I think it could be in the game, possibly. Art Tracker I initially thought was a puzzle game, but it became sort of its unique game. I don't know, it's like a gravity based go to end of level game. I don't know if the visual even makes sense. The thing in the middle of where the ball's going is you, and the ball is the thing you're trying to keep alive. And you just try to go to the exit. I hope that makes sense. Bits and Bops is a heavy inspiration for Rhythm Haven, at least what I've seen, and I'm just a big fan of it. It's just like some casual rhythm. You just listen to the cue and hit with the cue. That's pretty much it. There's not much to explain really. It's just fun. Deep Space Exploitation is a pretty detailed space mining game. My main appeal is kind of the whole thing. Just like selling the stuff you get, exploding rocks, collecting the resources with your like magnet. I'm not even a space fan and I like it. Gold Miner Classic Edition is a flash game that shows proof that Blatro was not the first. At least when it comes to like difficulty increasing over like the scoring. I'm not sure if the shop was there before. It probably was. I was a kid at the time, so I don't exactly remember. I just remember grabbing gold and being happy as a kid. Also, I think the whole game is in this demo. I kind of hope there's more, so hopefully there is. Ikarus Parkour is, well, a parkour game where you jump. There is 2 difficulties, so you have a choice of making the game into a rage game or just like a chill jump to each checkpoint game. And the map design is amazing. Throughout the whole time I was impressed with how well everything was placed. It's not just jump to box, it's jump to box in a fun way. I don't know. It's just everything feels just right, and I could tell the developer really play tested their game a lot. Really tested if everything was just right. Also, I didn't expect there to be story, but there is, and it seems like a dark story. So you might like see dead bodies just around. A parkour game with dead bodies. Now that's lore accurate. Mina the Hollower is a arcade game, like oldies arcade. I could see some inspiration with the old Legend of Zelda games at least with the weapon I played, because there's 3 weapons you can choose from, and I picked the fastest one because that's what I always do. The intro, there's like a cutscene intro at the start of the game. I kind of skipped that, but after that, the game does not waste any time. It just immediately makes you start playing the game, which I really like that. I am not a fan of story games, so that's a positive for me. And with gameplay, it feels very fluid. Going under the world is a very creative take, I think. There's like certain places you can't go underground. Going underground makes you go faster, so you can find ways of dodging that way. And also, you can pick up big rocks if you go underground. Yeah, jumping and going underground is probably the biggest gameplay. Of course attacking things, but if you want to survive, you gotta jump and go underground, I believe. Super 10 Pin is a very creative bowling game that's definitely inspired by very early 2000s video games on PC. It has that exact same aesthetic, I remember. Even if you don't like the nostalgia, I think the game could still be good for you because it's a very creative bowling game. It's like a mini golf take of bowling. A World of Keflings is a game made when Xbox 360 was a thing. I think it was only for Xbox 360, where it used Xbox avatars as like the main character, but now that they switched it to Steam finally, you can't do Xbox avatars anymore, so they switched the character. What this game is I would say Minecraft crafting, like the old Minecraft crafting where you have to place resources together in these 9 boxes and then you create an item. In this game, it's just you build a building by placing these blocks together. It's very, very simple. I don't remember if there was any fighting. I remember being very casual, and I remember loving the game. I mean, on Steam it's categorized as a cozy game, so I don't think there's any fighting. And if there is, I would guess it's in a cozy manner. So yeah, if you like Minecraft crafting, and you like a chill game where you just harvest resources and then place things, then you can play this game. Abra Cooking Dabra is a card cooking game. I've enjoyed these card games lately. They're pretty fun. Some of them can be very casual, some of them can be very intense. But this one is kind of in the middle, because it is intense, it has that cooking intensity, but you're able to pause it if you ever feel overwhelmed. It can really be a casual game if you really want it to be, or you could make it an intense game if you just don't pause, you know. I got as far as the S level. I'm not sure what the S level is called. I'm assuming it's endless. I'm not sure. I kept playing until it glitched. So I played a lot though. And with these card games, my favorite thing to do is just organizing. As you can probably tell from the video, I definitely did that. BitCraft Online is a survival crafting economy game. I would say this is most like Eco and Avalon combined. You make empires and pretty much grow civilization. The developers themselves say that they don't want a PvP game, and I've been hearing all over the place people are begging for PvP, and I don't know. I think people just don't understand the direction they're going. I made a road in this game. The video you see is not much because like I've played enough already that I don't really have to do anything. I got the whole experience already. I even made like a whole spreadsheet of how to make an empire as fast as possible. I'm gonna keep that secret for my friends to see. But yeah, a big negative I have, a few big negatives, is servers are horrible. I find it funny they overhype their servers when it's like a really their servers. I don't know anything about back-end stuff. It's just like the experience I've had, the experience everyone has had. The servers are horrible, but they promoted that it's like a consistent server. That's just one server. So I guess that's what it is. But like I don't know. Also, pathfinding is pretty bad. Sometimes when I try to click to go somewhere, it just does not let me go there. Clicking on the map, it never lets me go to where I want to click. Navigation and servers are like the biggest issues for me. If those get fixed, I'm certain it can be a very smooth experience. But yeah, a very promising start, especially when they're gonna go open source, and I don't know why they want to make the game free. I never trust free games. So after early access is gonna be a free game, and I don't know, I just don't trust free games. Easy Delivery Co. is a very chill delivery game. You can set your own pace in this game, and really the only pressure is making sure your energy is up and not being in the cold for too long. Other than that, very chill game. And when I mean you can set your own pace, I mean you can go as fast as possible or as slow as possible, it doesn't matter. And I chose going as fast as possible because I always enjoy breaking the game, breaking any game. And it's really fun to see the physics do their thing. There's also a shop that can progress with the story. I don't remember too much because I played before Steam Next Fest on this game and finished the story, the demo of the story. Puzzling Places 3D Jigsaw Sim is a jigsaw puzzle game, but 3D. You basically make dioramas that, and it totally reminds me of Puzz 3D puzzles. I don't know if much people know about them, but they're just like 3D foam puzzles that you piece together. Something I don't like though is when you try to piece things together, sometimes it kind of spoils you that you will be able to piece that together. I do not like that in puzzle games. I don't think there's a way to turn off the assistance. So the game sometimes would just give it away that you can piece something together. Either way, I had fun. And yes, I am a puzzle person. Sizzle and Stack is extremely similar to Abra cooking Dabra, but there is like some differences. Even though like the cooking and stuff is very similar to each other, like super similar. Things around it are a little different. So instead of it being level based, this game is day based. And instead of ingredients not really having a name, this game, the ingredients are like real foods. The stacking on this game is less restrictive, while some of the cards are different. Not just the ingredients, but like the cards with abilities, like there's one that duplicates cards. But yeah, each of these games do have differences. I just recommend trying both of them out if you want to play one of these games and see what one's better for you. Unbox the Room is a Zen-like unpacking game. If you know the game Unpacking, think that, but I feel like this game has lots more customization. It starts with just like basic items to put on like shelves and stuff, but then eventually gets to making your own room. It chooses the design, but you get to place it where you want it to be. And honestly, I like that more than like creating my own thing from scratch. And I did make something that has some storytelling. I don't even have to explain why this room looks like this, but KuloNiku Bowl Up is a cooking game similar to like Papa's Pizzeria or Burgeria. I can see like some inspiration of that game on here. Every new day on this game shows like the outside of the place, which reminds me of Papa's Pizzeria, because in all of their games they always show the outside before they go inside, whatever. So yeah, if you enjoy like arcade cooking games, you should try this out. Baby Steps is a comedic rage game. Or so I believe it's a rage game. But yeah, the comedy of this game is like amazing. I don't know. It's just like a very awkward person that doesn't understand social, or just like doesn't know how to be a human. So you have to walk in a manual manner. And the way he interacts with people is like the same way he would walk. Just like, it just seems so perfect. I don't know. This is probably a rage game that people who hate rage games would like, honestly. I'm just assuming it's a rage game. It has to be. It just has the mechanics of a rage game. Also, jiggle physics. Funny Raccoon game is the game of your dreams. All your dreams can come true if you play this game. This game's great. I've been like following the development on this game and it's absolutely hilarious. Like the whole game is just meant to be a joke and I think it does it perfectly. It's just so funny. I don't know. It's just stupid slapstick comedy. It's supposed to be a collectathon game. You're supposed to just like put stuff in the dumpster, but it's so silly. GlitchSPANKR is a game I would say is very similar to High on Life. The comedy is very similar. If you don't know High on Life, think Rick and Morty as a video game. I would say even like the random content you see around GlitchSPANKR has. There's definitely lots of just like random stuff going on. I didn't even say what the game is. It's a game where you just slap things. The gameplay is not the fun part. I think the main gameplay is listening to a person. I don't know. That's what I think. Nippon Marathon 2, Daijoubu are the same people who made Super 56, a game I played before. Think speedrunners, but like very silly and Japanese. If you don't know speedrunners, it's try to go faster than everyone else or you die. I don't know, I find them so charming. The games they make. There's also a character creator and doesn't have much detail right now, probably because demo, but knowing Super 56, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of customization. The Adventures of Sir Kicksalot. Even though that's the title of the game, there's 3 classes, and one of them is Sir Kicksalot. About the 3 classes, each class gives you like so much options of what to do. The wizard I find overpowered because you can just push everyone, but of course it costs mana, but I still find it too strong. And then the thief, I never played the thief, but they're not my playstyle. They're just like sneaky. And Sir Kicksalot, he kicks a lot. But what I found fun about this game is just how much things you can do to go to the end point. Of course there's lots, like Hitman and whatever, but this game is really fun when it comes to being loud. You still got lots of options to kill someone. As you can see from the videos of the biggest thing I find fun is using the doors or just kicking people off cliffs. And this game is level based, but there is still progression if you care about progression on level based games, because there's skills that make your character stronger. The Trolley Solution is a unique take on the Trolley Solution, and I mean it's insanely unique just with like how outside of the box this developer made this game. Pretty crazy. I attempted to read a visual novel, but it took too long, so I'm like this is like a whole visual novel in the world. And then there was one where it tried to make you post a Twitter message. So yeah, this game is definitely not a boring Trolley Solution game. Or, I don't know, is it called Trolley Problem? I don't know what they call it, but yeah. I wasn't expecting much, and I got a lot out of it. TROLEU, probably said that wrong. It's a game where you're on a tram or bus or train or something like that, and you're a ticket person where it's very chaotic. You have to like get tickets as fast as possible, kick certain people out, because if you don't do it fast enough, the inspector will suspect you and you'll die. LAN Party Adventures, I believe to be a story simulator game. You set up computers, modems, and stuff, and you kind of just connect the cables. While I'm assuming you set up a game store. The demo shared barely any information about the game, so I'm not too certain on if the game is going to be good, but from what I've experienced, it seems like it could be a good game. There's also a sandbox level where you can just like set up your own stuff. No, I Am Not Human is a horror dialogue game. What you mainly do in the game is just talk to people and see if you trust them or not, and getting to know those people. And the stories with some of them are super well written, I think. I really don't want to spoil it, so I just want you to try it yourself, because like, holy crap, the dialogue is amazing in this game. Well, the written dialogue, I guess. There's no vocal. Also, if you're a fan of analog horror, it has some of that like sprinkled in. I forgot what analog horror was, but like the one that kind of made analog horror popular on YouTube. it kind of has that to it where like you kind of have to trust the people you're talking to or else you're dead. Actually, I don't even know. I got way too far in the game and I still haven't like had anything bad happen, so I kind of stopped. Maybe I'm just too good at video games. It gave me the fear of like dread or sympathy of like some of the people that you talk to. Absolutely love that, because I'm certain there's gonna be like one character you talk to that's super trustworthy but is actually a visitor, which visitors are like the bad people. But yeah, I talked enough. PIGFACE is a FPS stealth tactical game. It's kind of a mix of everything with a FPS. You plan your own route. You could just like shoot everything, which I find fun. You could be stealthy and like melee everything, or use a silencer or fists or whatever. I've seen landmines in the game, grenade launchers. There's a lot of things you can plan in the game. I'd say it's quite similar to Hotline Miami, but the atmosphere gives off like early 2000s games, and sort of reminds me of Time Splitter 2 actually. And I love that feeling because, yeah. Demo is insanely short though. You only play the tutorial in one mission, but honestly that's enough content to let me know if I like it or not. The Oily Depths is a horror game very similar to Iron Lung. You just have two jobs, which is mine oil and move to go to more oil. That was like the whole gameplay loop. I'm not too sure about the whole game. It just seemed interesting for me, and I like doing the gameplay loop. Unbeatable is a rhythm game similar to Muse Dash. It's funny because I don't like Muse Dash, but I like Unbeatable. There seems to be like a little bit more mechanics on this game compared to Muse Dash, but there is story. I didn't record any of the story because like I kind of want to wait for the full release. The song you're listening to right now is also from Rhythm Doctor. That game and this game collabed with each other, and that's like the only song I play on Rhythm Doctor now, is an Unbeatable song. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm still surprised I was able to look at every single Steam Next Fest game and upload this video before Steam Next Fest even ended. I used to do that so easily, like 2 Steam Next Fests ago, because like there was a lot less video games to look at, and I don't know if I'm gonna look at every single game in the next fest, because that was horrible. There was some like bottom of the barrel games that I absolutely loved, so I think it was really worth looking at all the Steam Next Fest games, but still, that's a lot. And I'm sure there's gonna be more games coming out. That's a good and bad thing for me. So yeah, if any of those games seemed interesting, try them out. I have every single thing in the description, so you don't have to look it up yourself. And if you're lost on my description and you're on PC, push Control F and then type for the game you want to find, because it'll be there. Also, all the popular games I didn't like. Kind of surprised by that. I was more impressed with the games that nobody played. That Steam Next Fest had so much like popular upcoming games. This time, I don't think so. From what I've seen. Anyways, I stopped talking now. Bye bye.